Hi everyone, and welcome to another SysAid tutorial. Today we're going to take a look at how to install SysAid in your own local network, or as we call it, on-premise. In order to do that, you first need to download the SysAid installation file and the SysAid activation file, and you're going to do that using the email that you're going to receive once you either start a trial of SysAid or purchase SysAid. Okay, it's an email that looks just like that, and you have all the necessary links right here. I've downloaded beforehand the SysAid server installation file and the SysAid server activation file. What we're going to see today is how to install SysAid with an external database. Let's start. Double click, click Next, accept the license, and here we have two options. One is typical. You'll use that if you want to install SysAid with a local database. To see how to do that, please go to our tutorial regarding that. We're going to use today the Customize option. We're going to click Next. And because we chose the Customize option, we can also choose where the SysAid server files are going to reside. I'm not going to change this path now, so we'll click Next. If you're going to use our patch management feature, this is where all the repository files of your patch management feature are going to reside. If you want to know more about the patch management, please go to our online help. And we're going to click Next again, and SysAid is installing all the necessary files to the designated folder that we chose. This could take some time depending on the speed of your computer. So now all the files are installed, and now we want to bring in our activation file, which we downloaded beforehand. I'm going to browse. It's located on my desktop. I'll click Open. And as you can see, SysAid has validated the license file. If there was a problem with the license file, SysAid would also flag it here with a red message. Click Next. Now SysAid is giving me the option whether I want to use an embedded MS SQL database, meaning SysAid will install an SQL 2008 R2 Express version of SQL on my local computer, or do I want to use an external database? In this case, we're going to use an external database. The database we're going to choose today is MS SQL Server. In the JDBC URL address, I can find the host name of the host where my external database would reside and the port it uses to connect. This needs to be changed to your host. In this case, I'm going to use an IP address, but it's highly recommended to use a DNS record and not an IP address in case it changes. Here we can see the name of the database that we're going to use. This needs to be changed to a name of a database that was previously created in the external host before the installation. In this case, we're going to use a database named Tutorial. The username is the username you use to connect to your database. It's usually recommended to use the SA username because it has all the credentials, and the password that you use to log in to your database. It's always recommended before you click Next to click Check Connection, so you see that everything is set up right and the connection is successful. We can click Next. Here SysAid is asking us to configure a mail server. This can be configured after the installation, so you can choose to do it now or later. I'm going to skip it. This is the port SysAid is going to run on. The default port is 8080. You can of course change it according to your needs. Here SysAid is asking us to provide Active Directory information for integrating with our LDAP. Again, you can do that after the installation, or you can do it now. I'm going to skip it. Here you can choose the interface language of SysAid. We'll click next. At this stage, SysAid is asking us to supply a main username. We're going to use this main username to log into SysAid for the first time, and it's also going to serve you as a local administrator in case you want to troubleshoot something. You can choose, of course, any name that you want. We usually recommend to choose SysAid admin. And the password can be anything that you choose. We'll click next. That's it. The installation is done. Let's click finish. And now SysAid has opened our online aid where you can find additional help for any question that you might have. You can also find this online aid in the software. If we want to log into SysAid, we need to put in the address of the SysAid server. Since we've installed locally, you can either use localhost or the local loopback address, which is 127.0.0.1 with port 8080. And there we go. Welcome to SysAid. That's it. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you on our next tutorial.